This guy says the horse can do. If he says the horse can do, can do.
Hello once again, racing fans, and welcome to another edition of Handicappers Corner, brought to you by the Derby Barn Grill. I'm Mike Heads, along with Drew Forster. We're going to go through the Sunday, May the 19th races at Hastings. Midway through the three-day week, we got 3 days. For our first three-day weekend of the season, of course, the Saturday, Sunday, holiday Monday, all 3 days, of course, start at 1:50.
Day after the Preakness. Hopefully, you're recovering from your Preakness hangover.
It should be a lot of fun on this weekend. We got lots of great races. Yeah. 2 7-race cars, 8-race card on Monday. 2 stakes races on the Monday as well. So coming out on the Victoria Day holiday.
Speaking of stakes races, we're going to go now and recap last week's Ross McLeod stake for 3-year-old boys, the beginning of the BC Derby Trail. Where are we at here?
Left the gate and down on the inside. Proud Victor broke well, but Fernando Perez chose to take him back, let Bridge Jumper get the lead here on the outside. Here comes Bridge Jumper making his first start since last July. It's a lot to ask off the big layoff, and he was sharp, and he got the lead pretty easy, and Proud Victor got into a nice spot. He's a nice sprinter, and he won the Futurity last year. He's sitting second, and Stormy Rebecca was a little bit closer than usual.
Yeah, and there were some hot fractions, and Proud Victor had the race on him, which I think was crucial here. Having the start, as you mentioned, Bridge Jumper not starting since last July. And Perez rides a smart racer. He just sits off this hot pace and moves him at the right time and has plenty of horse.
Yeah, this horse has his ears pricked right now, Bridge Jumper, but still it's a year off. And as you mentioned, a horse that had a race in him. Here comes the one, Proud Victor, just kind of cruising up. Still tight lines for Fernando Perez. You know, he shakes the lines at him. And he's really, Bridge Jumper's hasn't got the response that he needs. Going to try and hang tough here, but Proud Victor did draw away very nicely. Bridge Jumper still in second.
Yeah, fights back a little bit here, but Proud Victor was much too much.
His first ran well.
He's a nice horse. Yeah.
And then I'm going to say Gray on Gray. I'm not Gray. Ran on for third, but that was your Ross McLeod with Proud Victor. Congratulations to the River's Edge Racing Stables and Greg Tracy and Fernando Perez. On to the Sunday card. First race featured non-winners of 2 fillies and mares for $4,000, going 6.5 furlongs. I ended up on the 5-horse Market Time, a horse that I thought ran a courageous race last time.
Horse I thought won last time, actually.
Considering the other 2 horses, both Stormageddon and Free the Blues, that had races under their belt, this horse ran very courageous through the lane, just lost the head bob. I think there's going to be some speed in here. I think the 1 Script This, the 2 Century Union, the 3 Remembering When, Sis Sorrel, Bella Sorella. There's going to be a pile of speed in here. I think Fernando Perez on Market Time can take a trip just in behind the speed and be very dangerous. I put the 2 Century Union in for second. Enrique Gonzalez riding for Aaron Greider's away in Seattle, riding Hoist in the feature race at Emerald Downs. That's where Aaron Greider is not. That's why he's not riding. But I put him in for second. Good run against 17.5 horses for 5/8 of a mile. Then flattened out, as did the 3 Remembering When. Both those 2 horses come out of the same race. So I put them in second and third. They didn't do a ton of running, but even on the class drop, I'm still a little concerned. I like Market Time. That horse ran a good race. I'm going to go 5, 2, and 3.
I have the same horses. I just flip-flopped. I think the drop is too big for Century Union. I think she's just too much horse to handle. She'd been off a year. She probably needed the race. They take the drop down to 4,000. I think it's just she's going to be too much to handle in here. I have Remembering When in the second spot. Another one coming out of that same race as you mentioned. That's a fairly significant drop. To not just go to the 7,500 non-2, non-3, to go right down to the 4,000 non-2. She fits well in here. And in the third spot, I put Market Time for the reasons you mentioned. Another horse that's very alive in here. I see the same 3 horses, but I got them in a different order. I got 2, 3, and 5. On to the second. I get to the second.
Yeah, 3-page first race. That's pretty rare.
That's right. Fillies and Mares, Maiden 20 going 6.5, and I've gone to a horse you picked in the Maiden Special Weight last time, Lazaria Lass.
Yeah, no.
She did not show much.
Still licking my wounds.
She has not shown much in her career. Very well bred filly out of Langara Lass by Eddington. I'm kind of waiting for it to put it together. Maybe the drop to 20,000 will do the job. I was hoping for a fast track. I thought maybe she didn't like the mud last time, And now when I look at the forecast, it might be another muddy track this weekend. So I'm not sure what to do with Rosario Last, but I got her on top. In the second spot, I went with Quit Your Whining, a filly that was very unlucky to lose last time. Made a nice move, had the lead, and probably moved a little bit too early. And Haida Guai, the Mike Anderson trainee, came flying at the end. Didn't look like he was going to get there, and just got up and nailed her in the last few jumps. And the third spot, I put Medea, another horse unlucky to lose last time, just by a nose at a maiden 20. After Curious Gal set some wicked fractions, her and Border Runner came flying, and she just missed. So a horse definitely going the right way for the Cindy Krasner barn. I got 6, 3, and 1.
Yeah, I went to the 3-horse Quit Your Whining. I think that's the horse to beat. Sat a good trip just in behind the leaders, popped out early, put the speed away, but then just kind of got a little, it was laboring a bit late, and got caught by Haida Guai, but still, I thought it was a good run. I think this horse will even be tighter, obviously be tighter today.
With
so I'm going to try
start.
the 3-horse Quit Your Whining. I put the 2-horse Acceptable Memories in for second. I liked them her last time, and but she was scratched though. So I'm going to give her another shot. Her first race was actually better than it looks like on paper. She was 3 and 4 wide the whole race. Actually then come through down the inside and then got kind of stymied in behind horses. So the horse I thought ran an admirable race. And I'm going to give the 7-horse Nana Mac a shot. Tony Cluche, a first-time starter by Street Hero. The horse has got some decent works. I don't know. I just didn't think it was that tough at 20. And
definitely some question marks.
If a firster can... This is a race a firster can jump up and win easily. There's no one in here with unstoppable credentials. So, but I went 3, 2, and 7. I definitely like the 3-horse though. Quit Your Whining. On to the third race. 75 fillies and mares going 6.5 furlongs. Full gate of 10 of them set to go. And I went to the 3 Delta Bouquet.
You like that horse?
I do like that. I liked her last time.
Yeah.
And she was rated in behind for some reason, and now we're going to get the more aggressive Frank Fuentes in the irons. This horse will not be rated today. This horse will be sent out. There will be hooked with Hope, Faith, and Gold. Hope, Faith, Gold, pardon me. And I think this one can win it. Anytime this horse gets near the lead, this horse is really tough.
She's tough to get by.
She races. She's like really game, and I like Delta Bouquet. Maybe it was just her first start, and but still it was. I think this horse has got more to offer. Come back with a good work, and I'm going to try Delta Bouquet. She's a better horse than these, and I'm going to say she rebounds at a good mutual. I put the 9-horse El Ciervo in for second. I might have to work out a trip from the 9-hole, but Aaron Grider not riding. Again, Enrique Gonzalez takes over for Aaron, who was in, as I mentioned earlier, in Seattle. But Enrique Gonzalez might be able to get her into a good spot, just in behind the leaders. She was a very easy winner at the non-2-4 level last time. But definitely a filly that ran a fast time and is as good as a lot of these. And I put the 1 Hope, Faith, Gold, gave her a shot for, again. I don't know if she can repeat, but still she was allowed to set some pretty comfortable fractions. And she took full advantage. They were running at her late, but she was pretty game. But still, she got an easy lead. I think she gets pressured. I went 3, 9, and 1.
I'm going to gamble that Delta Bouquet doesn't go with her. Maybe, I don't know. I know if she does, it's going to compromise the race. But if Hope, Faith, and Gold can get a trip like she did last time, I don't see.
If they give her the lead,
I don't see many other horses in here other than Delta Bouquet that will go with her. So if she gets it on her own, she's going to be tough to catch. I like. She's been aggressively spotted by Kelly Rykoff. 1 for 10, goes in for 7,500. So I like that move too. I got Hope, Faith, and Gold on top with a very capable Antonio Reyes in the irons. The second spot, I agree with you. El Ciervo. Monster score at the 4,000 non-2 level. She is American bred, so she's not eligible for the non-3s here, the BC non-3s. So I think they found her in a good spot at 7,500. She definitely fits in here with Enrique Gonzalez taking over. And in the third spot, I put Scopa, who was in that $10,000 race last time with Hope, Faith, and Gold. And it was a pretty speed-biased track that day. It rained quite a bit. And Speed was hanging all day, and she was one horse that closed a lot of ground. She made a very nice move with Dave Wilson in the irons and was really flying late. So maybe if the track is playing a little fairer this weekend, I could see Scopa making some noise in here. I got 1, 9, and 4. On to the fourth. They got some full fields on Sunday. Good card. On to the fourth, 3-year-old fillies, optional, 35. Nice little race here, too. I've gone to the 4, the Troy Taylor trainee, Hollywood Miss. I thought she was very impressive in her first start of the year. Got to the lead and just skipped away from him. She's out of a good mare, that Masquerada, who's thrown quite a few nice horses. And I think that she will rate as well. So she doesn't have to have the lead. I think she's versatile, and I think she's very dangerous in here. Nice 74 buyer in her first start. Puts her in the driver's seat in this one. The second spot, I put Officer's Charm. Very talented filly out of the Craig McPherson barn. Frank Fuentes, the red-hot Frank Fuentes, taking over. Very unlucky not to be stakes placed in the debutante last year. Went in 21-2 and 44 flat for a 2-year-old filly.
Solid.
No surprise we didn't see her again. She shows up well into her 3-year-old year, a month into the races. There's been some other races. I know Craig was been working her along. I like her work tab and been waiting until she's ready to go. And I believe she is. I got her in the second spot. And then the third spot, I went with the 3, Lady Henrietta. Nice second to Market Way. That wasn't an easy race, and she closed a lot of ground down the lane and gave Market Way a little bit of a scare. So I don't mind Lady Henrietta. I've her in for third spot. I got 4, 6, and 3.
Yeah, I like the 3, Lady Henrietta. I think if Market Way was in this race, she'd be 1-9, so that's good for me. I'm going to try Lady Henrietta. I think there's a lot of speed in here. I think Hollywood Miss goes, Alert and Class goes, Officer's Charm definitely might clear them all. She's extremely fast.
Super quick, yeah.
Dee's Dream. There's a pile of speed in here, and I just think Lady Henrietta might be able to sit in behind them and pounce later on in the race, so I'm going to take her to win it. Put Hollywood Miss in for second. I don't think she needs the lead. She looks like a filly that's nicely bred, as you mentioned, and I know she went wire to wire in her maiden win, but nothing. Who's to say that she
Wouldn't
can't
surprise me that
come
she
from
would
off
rate,
of it a little bit. So, but I think she's gifted and she's got some talent. The race was definitely given some strength when Miss Derrick came back to win last week, and so the runner-up horse is now a winner. And I put the 6th horse, Officer's Charm, in for third. I think a filly that might be able to win. I think you need all 3 of those horses. If she clears, and with proper rating, I mean, this horse can go all the way. She's got a 6.5 furlong work. I know Craig must be worried about her ability to go 6.5. So he tried her 6.5 before he did run her, and she seemed to do well in 121 and change. So I went 3, 4, and 6, but I think you need all 3 of them in the pick 3, early pick 4, and your obviously the first leg of your late pick 4. On to the 5th race. We got some maiden 10 grand fillies and mares. Got 11 of them, and actually one waiting to get in, and also eligible too. I've gone to the 5, Crypto Magic for John Snow. Claimed this one for 5 grand. Part of the pace, faltered late, but did bleed obviously as this one goes on Lasix. And so first time Lasix gets Richard Hamill. That's definitely a good sign. And I don't see a pile of speed in here. I think Crypto Magic should be able to be in a good spot and get a good trip. So I'm going to try her to win it, pardon me. Put the 1, Blue Minnow, in for second. I liked her last time for 25. Why not take her for 10 on the class drop? I know she didn't run very well, but she's come back to work decently. Fernando Perez 6th with her. Class change might be what she needs. And I put the 9 horse, Murtis, who's been working well for Deirdre Bell. Anytime you see a horse working 114 and change, I definitely take note.
Yeah.
And prior to that, a 102 and a 101. So I mean, this horse obviously has some ability. Goes first time Lasix. Daughter of Finality out of a mare that ran for, I believe, Troy Taylor, Saratoga Flame. And so 5, 1, and 9. Another race, very difficult. There's really a no standout in here, but I'm going to try take a shot on the recently claimed Crypto Magic 5, 1, 9.
This is a pretty wide open event.
Really wide.
Very wide open event. I went with the 11, way out to the 11, really smoking. I should mention, if Chica Cheetah draws in, that may have been my pick in here.
This horse is live as
She's
well.
pretty live filly.
Right.
She's not in the body of the race right now, but should there be a scratch with 11 horses in here, definitely likely there could be a scratch if she draws in, one to keep your eye on. I went with really smoking on the John Morrison barn. I think John Morrison does a very good job. Underrated trainer here at Hastings. I like the work tab. She's been coming along nice. I like the company lines last year. Even though she was getting beat a fair bit, she was running against, Tempered Steel, I Want a Duster, Stakes Winning Fillies, Knightsbridge is in there. So was running against definitely tougher horses last year and drops into a maiden 10 that is not all that salty. So I'm going to take a flyer and try really smoking with Ryan Pacheco in the irons. In the second spot, I took Blue Minnow, the reasons you mentioned. I liked her last time too. For 25, goes into a much softer spot. Wouldn't surprise me to see her get there. And in the third spot, I took Crypto Magic for the reasons you mentioned, the recently claimed John Snow runner by Wilco. And look at John's stats. First off the claim, 4 starts, 3 wins.
Yeah.
Definitely something.
A nice winner last week at Michael's Glory.
Yeah, exactly. So definitely something to take note there. John does very well with recently claimed horses. On the 6, Fillies and Mares, optional 35. Another tough race. You don't see this very often. This is one race. I don't think me and Mike have any of the same horses in a field of 9 because it is a wide open affair. I went with the 3 Folk Dancer out of the Pat Jarvis barn. This is a filly, a mare, I should say, 6-year-old mare they claimed out of California. A few of the reasons I like her, she's 10 for 40 lifetime. She likes to find the winner's circle. That is an impressive stat. 7 wins, 7 seconds. The race 3 back, she ran, only got beat 4 lengths by a Blue Asson. Zenyatta's sister, who's a very highly regarded filly in California. The day she won for 32 down there, for 32,000, you have to have your running shoes on at Santa Anita, and she posted an 80 buyer. Came back a little disappointed in an allowance race at Golden Gate. I'm going to throw that one out. She looks like she's been training decently here. Pat Jarvis is off to a good start. I took Folk Dancer on top. In the second spot, I put Awesome Plan out of the Troy Taylor barn. Filly I know they were high on. They claimed her for 20,000. In California this past winter. They were having trouble getting the race to fill for her. So they took her down to Seattle and she won a 25 down there, just got up by a neck. Got a nice 77 buyer for it. I think she fits with these. And a third spot, I went to the 2 Glowing Spirit, another recently claimed horse out of Santa Anita. There's a few of them. There's also the outsider, Miscommunication, one that was claimed in...
they're more turf horses. This looks like to me like they're turf horses.
She does look like more of a turf horse, but I do like her numbers. I like the class edge is what does it for me. Anita Bolton off to a decent start. Hasn't got to the winner's circle yet, but the horses have been running well. I got her in the third spot. I got 3, 5, and 2.
Yeah, as you mentioned, I'm
even leaving out like Dance to Win. I feel like I love that. I never ended up on, but I feel like
Scott Williams didn't love it because he's on the 2.
He ends up on the 2 as well. Yeah.
I went to the 1 horse PS Touchdown. Good 4th place run to Evelyn's Dancer and overvalued. Kind of pinned down on the rail that day. Unfortunately, draws inside again, but still a big class change for PS Touchdown. She's a stakes winner last year. She's a filly that can sprint too. I think she's really alive in here. Jeff gets a lot of run out of her, and he knows her well. So I'm going to try the 1 PS Touchdown. Put the 4 Dance to Win in for second. Very easy score at the non-2, non-3 level last time. Time was excellent, 1:11 and change. That was a fast. This horse was on the sprint for the line. There's a lot left in the tank, but Scott Williams has been doing a lot of galloping and a lot of work for the Anita Bolton barns, so it's not surprising to see the jock change there, and Fernando Perez may reap the rewards on
he knows her well, too. He won on her last year.
Yes, he did. And I put the 6 horse, Vino Terra, in for third. Her allowance race was sabotaged and didn't go, so she ends up in this much tougher spot than a horse that should ever be running in. She's only had 4 lifetime starts, and she's running against stakes winners, but a horse that's very fast and has some fast works.
Definitely
and
has
she
some
can
talent.
Clear, then she could be dangerous, but she seems to be working well for good connections, and I'll put her in for third. I went 1, 4, and 6. On to the 7th and final race.
The nightcap.
$4,000 claimers, 6.5 furlongs. I've landed on the 2 horse Huffman. Not a big fan of the horse, not a big fan of this race, but I don't see a pile of speed in here at all. I'm going to try Huffman to win it. I think he can get the lead to himself. He chased some really fast fractions last time. They were smoking. Passion Red, 22 flat, 45 and change, and it really took its toll on anyone laying close to the pace. I just think fractions would be kinder, and maybe even Dave Wilson can get Huffman on the lead. I put Slickster in for second, another pace horse for Pat Jarvis. This horse has been working well, and I put the 1 Navajo Night for our good friends Lance Giesbrecht and Kim Peacock. I'm sure they'll be coming over from Alberta to, of course, Lance, former leading trainer, former leading stakes
Hall
trainer,
of Famer,
Hall of Famer, owns this horse, and
all-around good guy.
oh, we love Lance.
We like Lance.
But he's got Navajo Night in here with, once again, good works. This horse did win early last year as well, so I went 2-4. I didn't like this race, but I went 2-4-1.
I have similar horses. I got the 4 on top, Slickster. Just a solid horse at this level. 11 for 33 lifetime. That tells you, he always brings his game. He always gives it a good, honest try. That's good enough for me. As I mentioned previously, I think Pat Jarvis is going well. I got her winning the late double. The second spot, Navajo Night, the reasons you just mentioned. The one time he came over and ran here, he won. So he definitely knows this track and knows how to get around there. And the third spot, I went with Raising Memo, a horse with 2 seconds in this condition, last two races. He fits well in here. And Enrique Gonzalez knows him well. He's been getting a lot of run out of him, 2 seconds in a row. I went 4, 1, and 8 in the nightcap.
That'll do it for our Sunday selections at Hastings, or our analysis anyway. Up next on screen will be a quick recap of our Sunday picks. Back in race number 1, here are my picks. I went to the 5. Market time, 5-2-3. In race number 2, I went to the 3. Quit Your Whining, 3-2-7. And the 3 train continues in the 3rd race with Delta Bouquet, 3-9-1. 4th race, number 3, Lady Henrietta, 3-4-6. Race number 5, the 5, Crypto Magic, 5-1-9. Race number 6, number 1, PS Touchdown over the 4 and 6. And the 7th race, a race I didn't like at all, but I went 2-4-1. Take lots.
You like the 3s. And on to me in the 1st race. I went to the 2, Century Union over the 3 and the 5. In the 2nd, I went to the 6, Lazaria Lass over the 3 and the 1. In the 3rd, I went to the 1, Hope Faith Gold looking for a repeat over the 9 and the 4. In the 4th, I went with the 4, Hollywood Miss over the 6 and the 3. In the 5th, I went way to the outside of the 11, really smoking over the 1 and the 5. In the 6th, I went with the 3, Folk Dancer over the 5 and the 2. And in the nightcap, I went with the 4, Slickster over the 1 and the 8.
All right, thanks everyone for tuning in to the Sunday edition of Handicappers Corner. Don't forget, we got Holiday Racing Monday.
Yep.
150 first post. We got 8 races, 2 stakes races.
Strong card. It's a
It's
really
a great,
good card.
it is a really good card on Monday, so please don't fail to miss it. If you can't make it to the Hastings Racecourse, get down here to the Derby Bar and Grill. It'll be open, of course, for the simulcast racing. On behalf of Drew, I've been Mike. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time here on Handicappers Corner.
Can do.
I'm picking Valentine, 'cause on the morning line, the guy's got...